The Galactic Academy, an institution of unrivaled prestige, was a beacon of learning and exploration for countless civilizations across the stars. In its vast halls, young minds from every corner of the galaxy gathered, their thirst for knowledge matched only by their awe at the mysteries of the universe. Among the many subjects that filled the curriculum, one stood out for its sheer terror and fascination: the study of Deathworlds. Professor Xal'thor, a being of ancient wisdom and authority, towered over his students. His form shimmered with the iridescent light of his home star, and his many eyes gleamed with the knowledge of eons. Today, his lesson would delve into one of the most infamous death worlds known to the galaxy, a world that had become a subject of both fear and fascination among scholars and explorers alike. Today, Professor Xal'thor began, his voice resonating like a deep chime through the vast classroom. We shall examine a world that, at first glance, may seem deceptively peaceful. But do not be misled by appearances, for this world has earned its place among the most dangerous in the cosmos. I speak of none other than Earth. A collective murmur rippled through the classroom. The students, representing species from across the galaxy, leaned forward with eager anticipation. Earth, to many of them, was a world of legends, whispered tales of danger, survival, and a species as unpredictable as the planet itself. With a flick of his slender, scaled fingers, Professor Xal'thor activated the holographic display. Before the students, the familiar blue and green orb of Earth materialized, suspended in the air. It rotated slowly, the white swirls of clouds drifting over oceans and continents. This, the professor continued, is Earth, a death world of the third order. A student raised a hand, a young Eldrian with pale, glowing skin and multiple eyes. Professor, what exactly defines a third-order death world? A good question, Xal'thor acknowledged, nodding his multi-hued head. Death worlds are categorized by the severity of their environmental hazards. A first-order death world is nearly impossible to sustain life. Extreme temperatures, radiation, or atmospheres of lethal gases. A second-order death world possesses conditions where life exists, but survival is constantly under threat from natural forces. He paused, letting the students absorb this information. A third-order death world, however, is unique. It is a world where life not only exists but flourishes, despite the constant threats from the environment, the predatory life forms, and, most significantly, from the sentient species that call it home. Another student, a tall, willowy being with wings that shimmered like translucent glass, spoke up. But, Professor, Earth looks so tranquil. How can it be so dangerous? Professor Xal'thor gave a grim smile. It is the duality of Earth that makes it so perilous. A world where beauty and danger are intertwined, where the line between life and death is as thin as a breath. The planet's surface is deceptively calm, but beneath it lies a realm of chaos. Volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, tsunamis, these are the mere symptoms of a planet constantly at war with itself. The hologram zoomed in, displaying Earth's natural phenomena in vivid detail. The students watched in silent awe as they witnessed a volcanic eruption spew molten rock into the sky, an earthquake tearing the ground apart, and a hurricane ripping through a coastal city. But these natural disasters, as catastrophic as they are, pale in comparison to the true threat of Earth, Xal'thor said, his voice growing darker. The true danger lies in the inhabitants of this world, humans. The hologram shifted again, showing scenes of human civilization. Cities sprawled across continents, vehicles zoomed through streets, and skyscrapers reached for the heavens. Humans are a paradoxical species, the professor continued. They are fragile, with short lifespans and vulnerable bodies. Yet they have managed to dominate their world, and they have done so through sheer willpower, ingenuity, and an insatiable curiosity. The hologram now displayed humans engaged in various activities, building machines, launching spacecraft, experimenting with advanced technologies. They have harnessed the power of the atom, unlocking the secrets of energy that can both sustain and annihilate life. They have mapped the human genome, giving them the potential to alter their very essence. And they have even begun to manipulate the fundamental forces of the universe, tampering with the fabric of reality itself. The students watched as images of nuclear explosions filled the room, followed by genetic laboratories where scientists spliced genes with surgical precision, and finally, particle accelerators where humans probed the very building blocks of existence. But their greatest strength, Xal'thor said, is tone ominous, is also their greatest weakness. Humans are driven by an unquenchable thirst for knowledge and power, often without fully understanding the consequences of their actions. This has led them to create weapons of unimaginable destruction, to wage wars over ideology, resources, and territory. They are a species that can bring about their own extinction, yet they are also capable of feats of creation that rival the gods themselves. The hologram now showed scenes of war, soldiers fighting in trenches, drones flying over battlefields, cities reduced to rubble. The students recoiled at the sight, unable to comprehend the scale of destruction wrought by humans upon their own kind. "But why, Professor?" asked the willowy student with wings. "Why do humans wage war on themselves? Why do they risk their own existence?" Professor Xal'thor sighed, his many eyes closing for a moment in contemplation. "Is in their nature, it seems. Humans are a contradictory species, capable of great compassion and great cruelty, driven by both love and hate, hope and fear. Their history is one of constant conflict, yet it is also one of remarkable resilience and innovation." He paused, letting his words sink in. They have survived countless challenges, from natural disasters to self-inflicted catastrophes. They have rebuilt their civilizations time and again, often rising stronger from the ashes. This resilience is what makes them so dangerous, for it means they are never truly defeated. They adapt, they evolve, and they continue to push the boundaries of what is possible. The students were silent, their minds grappling with the complexity of the human condition. Earth, they realized, was not just a death world because of its environment, but because of the species that inhabited it. "But there is more to Earth than just danger," Xal'thor added, his voice softening. "There is also beauty, creativity, and a deep yearning for something greater. Humans have created art, music, literature, and philosophy that rival the greatest works of any civilization in the galaxy. They have explored the stars, seeking to understand their place in the cosmos, and they have dreamed of a future where they might transcend their limitations." The hologram now displayed images of human achievements, masterpieces of art and architecture, symphonies of music, and visions of the future depicted in their literature and films. The students were captivated by the diversity and richness of human culture, a stark contrast to the violence they had seen earlier. "Earth," the professor continued, "is a world of contradictions, a place where light and darkness coexist in a delicate balance. It is a death world, yes, but it is also a cradle of potential. The humans, for all their flaws, have within them the seeds of greatness. Whether they will realize that potential or destroy themselves in the process is a question that remains unanswered." As the hologram faded and the classroom lights slowly brightened, the students remained in their seats, lost in thought. Earth, they realized, was a world unlike any other, a place of both immense danger and incredible promise. And the humans, those strange and contradictory beings, were at the heart of it all. "Professor," a student asked quietly, "what is the Galactic Council's stance on Earth? Surely such a dangerous world must be closely monitored." Professor Xal'thor nodded. "Indeed, the Council has kept a watchful eye on Earth for millennia. There are factions within the Council that believe humanity should be contained, that their destructive tendencies pose a threat to the stability of the galaxy. Others argue that humanity should be guided, that their potential for greatness could benefit the galaxy as a whole." He paused, his eyes narrowing as he considered his next words. "There have been incidents, moments when humanity came close to triggering cataclysmic events that could have spilled beyond their world. The Council has intervened at times, subtly nudging humanity away from the brink. But there are limits to what the Council can do without violating the principle of non-interference." The students exchanged uneasy glances. The idea that a single species could wield such power, yet remain so volatile, was both frightening and awe-inspiring. "Professor," the Eldrian student asked hesitantly, "do you believe humanity will survive? Will they overcome their own destructive nature?" Professor Xal'thor gazed at the stars beyond the classroom's vast windows, his expression unreadable. "I do not know," he admitted. "Humanity is at a crossroads. They have the knowledge and the technology to create a future of peace and prosperity, but they also possess the means to annihilate themselves. Their fate is uncertain, as is the fate of their world." He turned back to his students, his eyes filled with a strange mixture of hope and fear. "But one thing is certain. Whatever path humanity chooses, it will not be without consequences for the rest of the galaxy. Earth may be a small planet, but its impact on the cosmos could be profound. It is a death world, yes, but it is also a world of transformation. And it is up to humanity to decide what kind of transformation that will be." The class ended, and the students slowly filed out of the room, their minds heavy with the weight of what they had learned. As they left, they couldn't help but glance back at the now empty holographic display, where the image of Earth had once floated. In the quiet of the classroom, Professor Xal'thor remained alone, lost in thought. He had taught many lessons on the dangers and wonders of the universe, but Earth was a subject that never ceased to fascinate him. It was a world of endless contradictions, a place where life and death danced in an eternal struggle. As he stared out into the depths of space, Xal'thor couldn't help but wonder what the future held for Earth and its inhabitants. Would they rise to greatness, or would they fall into oblivion? Would they become a force for good in the galaxy, or would they unleash chaos and destruction? Only time would tell. But one thing was certain: Earth, the death world, would continue to be a source of mystery, fear, and wonder for generations to come.